Greetings and welcome back, gentles and ladiesmen, to episode 5 of Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. I am ExoParadigmGamer, and in this episode we will be continuing to explore the Agon Wastes by heading into here. Now, shit, I blew my cover. Basically what you can do is you could sneak up on them and shoot that thing and kill them instantly. You can still do that if they spot you, but I find it's funnier and more effective to shoot them when they don't know what's going on. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Space Pirate base. Just like in Prime 1, they have a base in this game, and I know, I find that it's a hell of a lot less annoying to go through than the one in Phendrana Drifts, because that one had so many S-shaped hallways in it, for God's sake. Or the Phazon Mines, for that matter. Holy crap. I hated how linear that place was. There wasn't really like an easy way to backtrack through there, because there's so many hallways and big rooms that all look the same. That's one thing I really have to give credit to Prime 2 for, and I was sort of getting into this earlier, but one of the things they really improved in this game was how they disguised load times and just the overall level design of the game. And the problem with Prime 1 was there were a lot of rooms that looked the same, a lot of big rooms with big, gigantic, annoying set pieces you had to just crawl around every time you played the game that, you know, basically it did nothing but slow down your progress in the room so that the game had time to load the room behind it. Like I said before, I'm glad that they were able to make loading unobtrusive, you know, and, you know, avoid like a big screen that says, now loading, because that breaks the immersion, you know, and for a series that prides itself on its immersion in its atmosphere, that's, you know, that would have been a problem. But at the same time, it was just like, after the 50th, you know, after my 10th playthrough of Metroid Prime 1, you know, the S-shaped hallways were starting to get a little distracting, and that fucking elevator room in Magmore Caverns, I hate that fucking room. You guys heard me bitch about it when I played that game for the channel, but it's just like every time you want to go from Magmore Caverns to the Chozo Ruins, you had to climb up this room with these little elevator platforms that took forever to go away, you know, to get to where you want to, and it's just like every time you go through there, which is like quite a few times by the end of the game, you have to go through that annoying set piece over and over and over and over again. And I am happy to say that Metroid Prime 2 does not do any of that. By and large, I mean, there are a couple S-shaped hallways in like the Sanctuary Fortress, but for the most part, all the rooms in this game look unique. It doesn't feel like, or it doesn't feel like the Phazon Mines where like every 5 rooms you'd go into this giant room with a bunch of monitors on it with space pirates hanging on the ceiling. Like there were 50 of those rooms in the Phazon Mines and the research facility in Phendrana Drifts. This game doesn't do that. Every room in this game looks unique, except for maybe the temples, but that's what you'd expect. And it's something that I think makes this game, increases this game's replay value just a little bit, just a teeny tiny bit for me. And note that I'm saying for me and not for everyone, because you might disagree, but it makes the game feel like less repetitive and it increases the pace of the game and makes it kind of less annoying to replay. But regardless, we have a shit ton of lore in this room. And for those of you who do not want to have to watch all of it, yeah, I think I'm going to do it now. But I'm going to leave annotations that you can click on to skip past it, because I'm sure that a lot of you do not want to have to bother with this. And there's a shit ton of it in this room. Let's get started. Shit, that's not the button I wanted to press. This is Dark Ether. Can't determine origin of Ether's dark twin. Contains high levels of Phazon ore. Native bioforms attack on sight. So, and once I finish, I'll just sort of talk about them more generally to sum it up for people who don't want to have to read all of this. Planet is unstable due to transdimensional flux. Warfare has devastated a good portion of the world's population. Finally, extreme climate shifts have left most of Ether uninhabitable. Over here we have some lore from the space pirates themselves. Phazon extraction raids are underway on Dark Ether. The toxicity of the atmosphere has taken a toll on our workforce, as have the hostile natives of that world. Science team is preparing survival gear to protect our work teams, and we have increased our security presence in extraction areas. Unfortunately, High Command is sending more troops and supplies. Our troops and resources are spread dangerously thin, and this mission cannot fail. So, seems the pirates are mining Phazon here. Very important. Science team detected the presence of Phazon in the Dasher system 4 cycles ago. High Command authorized the deployment of our team shortly thereafter. Our orders are to establish a base on planet Ether and evaluate local Phazon resources. Because this world lies in the periphery of Galactic Federation territory, we are following stealth protocols at the highest level. A cadre, is that how it's pronounced, of elite commandos has been dispatched to provide security for our force as well. This operation is now underway. Intelligence reports that indigenous populations of Ether are in error. This planet is not at peace, nor are the inhabitants docile. Evidence of a Class 4 conflict is present here, though hostilities are at a minimal level now. Our territory has suffered several raids by a strange type of shadowy creature. These raids have caused considerable damage, and we have requested more combat troops in response. A spatial anomaly has been found within our base. That portal that's like right in fucking front of us. We believe this rift in space-time leads to a parallel dimension of some type, but have been unable to interact with it thus far. A strange artifact was found near the anomaly as well. It may be a weapon or generator of some kind. Perhaps it is the key to accessing the anomaly. High Command is eager for reports on the relic. A new weapon for our arsenal is always welcome. The rift portal has been opened. The artifact weapon, dubbed the Dark Beam by Science Team, provides the energy needed to open the portal, although for a limited time. Shut. We've sent expeditions through the portal and they have returned with incredible news. The portal leads to a parallel version of Ether. This dark Ether has suffered a global calamity, turning it into a toxic wasteland. It is the homeworld of the shadowy creatures who have been raiding our base for the last cycle. More importantly, it is the prime location of Phazon in this sector. Extraction plans are being prepared. We will not be denied. And I think that's it. Yes. And like I said earlier, only the red ones will contain lore. So if you're wondering, oh, which one does which, you know, like if it's blue, then you don't have to scan it to get the lore. But regardless, yeah, there isn't more. Hey, look, pretty simple. And this fucker over on my right is gonna try to attack me as soon as I get close to him. How did I spawn all the way back there? Got him. Okay, and we're gonna walk through here. Uh-oh. I had a feeling we hadn't seen the last of Doc Samus. So obviously we can't go that way, so we're gonna head in through here. Let's see. Looks like that's the switch we need. Now open that blast door from earlier. Again, the way that Metroid Prime 2 is designed and laid out, I feel, has a much better pacing than Prime 1. I think, and just so that I'm clear here, and like my opinion, the opinions that more or less of what I said in the previous playthrough, I more or less still subscribe to. I haven't actually played that game since I did the LP, so I don't know, but before I get into that, I'm going to scan this guy real quick. We heard about these guys earlier. The space pirates copied captured Federation Growler turrets, but found the cannon unit inadequate. They replaced the Growler's weapon with a powerful galvanic accelerator cannon. The humility turret packs a strong punch, but retains the Growler system's weaknesses. Fast targets can evade the crude targeting system, and the armor can't take much punishment. But I like Prime 1 a lot. And I still do, and I more or less always have, but the one thing about that game that I cannot, that has always bothered me, and has been bothering me more and more so as I replayed it, is all the backtracking. Backtracking is just part of the Metroid formula. It just always has been and always will be. But I do feel like there are games that handle it better than others, and Metroid Prime 1 is not one of them, in my opinion. it would be like, it seemed like every single time you started to get somewhere, it's just like, okay, oh yeah, you just made it to Phendrana Drifts, well, you can get one power-up and then backtrack all the way to your ship, like right when you first get there. And it's just like, that happens so much in that game. Or like there's that part in the Phazon Mines where it's just like, oh, you get the, I think it was the, not the X-ray visor, the power bomb. You get the power bomb from that drone. Is this lore? Yes, it is. Samus Aran, the accursed hunter, has arrived. The sudden arrival of the hunter is strange enough, but her actions are stranger still. She does not seek our destruction, but our Phazon. With each raid she steals Phazon Ord, which only killing those who attempt to deny her. What she needs it for, we do not know. The science team suspects she requires it to power her new armor suit. Dark in color, it is equipped with strange new weapons. The troops now calling her the Dark the troops now call her the Dark Hunter. It is a fitting title. And I forgot what I was talking about. Figures. Oh, I guess I missed that turret. But it's just like you get the power bombs in Prime 1. This is just like, okay, now you have to backtrack all the way back out of the Phazon Mines to get the X-ray visor and the grapple beam, so that you can come back to basically where you just were. To continue. And that was something about that game that I really had a problem with. And it only seemed to get worse the more I replayed the game. Pirate Aero Troopers are known for their cold precision and utter cruelty. Armed with both beam and missile systems, the Aero Trooper can be a difficult foe to engage, especially at range. Their jetpacks can be overloaded with heat-based attacks, however. These units prefer death before dishonor. An injured Aero Trooper will make a suicide strike before allowing himself to be captured. One thing that I haven't mentioned so far is that the designs for the space pirates in this game are actually a lot more like the traditional designs used in the 2D games, because they looked more like fish people in the first game, and in the third game, well, they look more like bugs in the third game. Something really weird about the Prime subseries is that the pirates keep changing. I mean, like, they make it clear in the Prime universe, at least, that the space pirates are like multiracial and multi-species, however you want to say that. Whereas in the main series, it seems like they're just one species that are just called the space pirates, and they're Zebasians, quote unquote. Here we have something of a fun puzzle. These containers will create a bridge up to that door there. And we're going to have to raise and lower them accordingly so that we can move on. And we will be coming back to this room later for another power-up we can get when we have certain abilities that we do not have at the moment. But I just wish that these targets were a little, bigger, because it can be kind of annoying to lock onto them when there are 5 things right next to it that can also be scanned. The good news is that you only have to scan them once and then you can just tap Z and then they'll go. Pretty simple. Fun little puzzle. Now we can move on. Now, like I said, we will be coming back to the stream later. As you can see, there is a door up there. We can't access it now, even if we wanted to, because we don't have the super missile to open the door, and we do not have the power that we need to actually get there. And actually, there are several ways to reach it, but it's all farther in the game, and we can't do it now, is the point. Let's see. Jump up through the vents. And I think this is one gorgeous looking game by GameCube standards. I mean, like, there's not too much graphical improvement in the Wii version, and I wouldn't really expect too much because they both are only capable of like 480p, but the load times are better, and the anti-aliasing does look slightly better, I think. One thing I'm surprised they didn't get rid of for this game is the danger meter. Like, what is the point of that? It doesn't even show up in Prime 3. They just get rid of it. What was the point of that? Oh, I think I know. Like, when you destroy those things, like, it destroys the laser wall and creates a shortcut. I think that's lore. Yes, it is. I think this may be where we end things. Security breach. The Dark Hunter teleports into the base at will. Our security has proven next to useless against her. Her latest raid was disastrous. Not only did we lose more phase onto her, but she also crippled the stealth field generator with her strange new weapons. We are exposed. Until the replacement generator arrives, we will be vulnerable to scans and detection. Our presence here is still minimal, but should the Federation find us, we will be unable to defend our position. Fortunately, Ether's on the fringe of Federation space. With luck, we will have a stealth field back in effect before being detected. So I imagine that was how Federation Trooper Squad Bravo managed to catch under that pirate frigate. It's because of the stealth field being crippled. There are 2 turrets. Destroy them. Let's see. I think, yes, I can destroy that. I might as well show this off. Brimstone. And what breaks Brimstone? We go into our weapon systems, or missile systems, into missile launcher. Missiles can destroy objects made of brimstone. And I've always liked that the Prime subseries is indirect about that. So it's not like Metroid Other M, where it's literally just a little sign that says, "Shoot it with a missile, you dumbass." Whew. I think we're gonna save what's down there for the next part. Gotta keep you guys coming back somehow, you know. So join me next time in part 6, I believe, and we will take on maybe a mini boss, or a regular boss for that matter. So see you guys then.